All right, just setting things up here. Come in.
Hey, yo, Rico, you got the Wi-Fi password? The basement doesn't have good reception.
Where have you been?
I mean, searching for Wi-Fi, but, Oh, what you doing? You over there recording?
Yes, waiting on you.
Let me just get in here real quick. Let's get over. I guess I could do this while I search for some Wi-Fi. What do you think?
We don't have a basement to get Wi-Fi in, though.
Don't worry about that.
Welcome back, Chris. Let's get into the video.
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to SneakerWeb. Today we have a very special episode, part 2 of the Sneaker Vault series, and if you haven't checked out part 1 yet, make sure you go watch that. We talk about all the Nike Yeezy history over there. Today we're going to be talking about all the Adidas Yeezy history. So in case you want to catch up, or if you just want to kill some time, make sure to go check that out. And also, before we get into anything else, special sponsor, shout out to 3Up Prints, who supply all the SneakerWeb t-shirt that's coming very soon. Spring-ish time. Chris is also going to design one of the t-shirts for us as well. That's going to be limited. And with that being said, let's get into the video.
Let's do it.
Chris, we have 2015 is the start of Adidas Yeezy history. Yeah. And real quick, you kick it off for us.
So, I'm wearing a pair of Adidas right now as we speak. But in 2015, Kanye came out with the iconic Turtle Doves.
Turtle Doves, yes.
One of the cleanest designs that he could probably ever come up with.
The V1s.
The V1s were fire. This is when Adidas was starting out their Ultra Boost craze.
Yes.
And everybody didn't know too much about Ultra Boost. But Adidas kind of added that on with that Yeezy structure.
Yep.
And therefore, that created that. He also came through with the Pirate Blacks, the Moon Rocks, the Oxford Tans.
Easily one of the most desirable Yeezys today.
Yep. And they also introduced a almost like a cloth-like design for the Yeezys. Very simplistic. He wanted to go for the casual wear.
So everybody can wear them.
Yeah.
You know, his motive is Adidas in all household.
All households. It was also very limited, but Adidas did that on purpose. They wanted to run the Nike game.
Yes.
At first, seeing that Nike did well with the
and kind of test the market as well. You know, see how people were feeling about it.
Yeah, they kind of ran the long game, and then eventually, Kanye made it clear to them that I want everybody to wear Yeezys.
Yes.
And even though that didn't happen in the first, round of the V1s, those are probably the most sought after V1s or any silhouette. Because if you go right now, if you go online, they're probably running about, what, $3,000, $4,000?
Roughly,
average.
yeah. Pirates are about 7,000, roughly in that range.
No. Hell no.
Yeah, so they were probably the most sought after around, and they were running, or they're still running around 7,000 right now.
Yep.
So if you're lucky to get your hands on them, dude, let me know.
Come over here. We'll review the shoe for you and just give it back to you.
Yeah, and that also made way, I guess, after Adidas figured that, Kanye was doing bits and he was, moving forward. They said, let's put out the V2s. You know, they didn't waste any time because
they didn't at all.
Yeah, the original V1s initially lasted like 6 months, like the original.
The production number lasted about 6 or 7 months, like if you read the tag, or whatever. And then you get to the production tag on the V2s. They were, I believe, 2016?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have the first colorway being the Belugas. That wasn't the original name of those sneakers.
No.
But it became a household name when they were called Belugas.
Yes.
And they kind of just stuck.
Funny how the internet just names things and then all of a sudden it's stuck with the shoe forever.
Even retailers started calling them that.
Yes.
When
like the cornbreads, like the ones behind me.
Yeah.
I don't call them those. I call them the Chicagos. Okay. I'm not gonna eat my sneaker.
That's tough.
Okay.
Cornbreads.
No, that's.
But I mean, hey, it gives it more character.
It does.
I feel like. So I think the Belugas kind of found that same niche when they started off like that. And now when you look at the Belugas, even though that same, zip design and even it came with like its own little swoosh and then the SPLY 350 on the side, that was the change, I guess the biggest change from that sneaker.
Yes.
It gave it more character. It was probably nothing unlike a lot of people had seen as far as a casual sneaker when it was designed that way.
Yes.
And the colorways popped And I think that's
sure.
That's really what set the tone, I think, for that specific style.
I think Adidas, when they first launched in the Yeezy line, is that these, obviously attached with Kanye's name,
Right.
brought over a lot of different variations of design aesthetics that we haven't seen in a while.
Right.
Or ever.
Correct. And I think moving forward, he knew that he had to keep pushing more colorways as things get along. But he did add it with his own Yeezy merch as well.
Yes.
So when we push forward to the Black Friday timeframe, and he put out the iconic, the reds, or I call them infrareds. That's,
Yes.
The coppers and the greens. That really set the tone for the V2s when they came out, because they were known, people wanted a black standard shoe, but he went the step further and then added these little, extra pieces to it, and then released them back to back to back on the same day.
Yep.
So they didn't all just release at once. Some retailers released them all at once. Some people did one release in the morning.
It was the retailer's choice.
Yeah, and then one at night. And I do remember at that time, that's when the new Yeezy season came out. The Life of Pablo was coming out around that time as well.
Yep.
So a lot of things were happening.
That was his, fifth, sixth album?
Yeah.
Roughly?
One of my favorite albums by him. But it really set the tone for his brand. And I think at that time, to me, that was the height, I feel like, of his career. And Adidas was definitely checked in when it came to that.
Yes. And also going into 2017, we are also talking about some of the V2.1s, I guess?
Yeah, like V2.2s or V2.1s.
Yeah. They added some subtle design changes, like the V1s and then like the V.21s. Did they remove the strap or add the strap in the back?
See, that's the thing. Most of them did have the strap.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on when it got to like the 0.5s.
Yes.
That's when they really started to play around with removing things and putting things in.
Yes.
And, going all crazy. But if we're talking specifically about the Breads and the Zebras, yes, those had the pull tabs.
And then also around this time is when they introduced the 700 line, and they brought in that like new dad looking shoe, which in my personal opinion, I believe that the 700 line is the best looking out of all of them, just because of the panel choices, the color variations, all of those just to me feel and look the best out of the Yeezy line. Now I understand that the main line, the V1s, V2s, and hopefully upcoming soon, the V3s,
Just do it!
are the iconic Yeezy line. But to me, I just have to give some credit to the 700 because those are my personal favorite.
Yeah, and I think, when seeing that I guess, silhouette design, it really set the tone for, those people that wore dad shoes. Because then you saw a lot of companies, start to copy that structure. Because New Balance was already ahead of the wave.
Yeah, New Balance has been doing that since the 90s.
Forever. So, but when Kanye put in a design, twist on it,
Yes.
you saw brands like Balenciaga and, even Givenchy, putting out their own specific shoes. And it just started this whole craze. And even till now, there are still a lot of dad shoe designs that are going out there. But the Wave Runner really set the tone. I even saw a few knockoffs of other companies putting out the same
still,
colorway.
you can go to any Chinese websites and find knockoffs of all of these that we mentioned.
Yeah, go on Alibaba and you'll find them. For sure. There's no doubt you'll find them.
No, not at all.
So, the Wave Runner really set the tone, and then you had the Inertius that followed behind, and then he started to put out different variations of the 700s, which I'm kind of glad he did. He put out the V2s. The V2s are one of my favorite
That more
designs.
streamlined look, less paneling.
Lesser materials than the 700, but more sportier.
Yes.
My favorite colorway were the Statics. The Statics were probably the cleanest.
What was it? The Hospital Blues I liked?
Hospital Blues were clean too. And he kind of went in that direction. Then he started to branch off a little with the 700. I think it was the MV something that he came out with. MV,
we'll put a picture down here.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
He came out with those, and then he also came out with the other 700s. So he started to branch into the lower top ones and then the high top ones.
Yep.
And then it was just all a mix, and now we just have a bunch of 700 Yeezys floating around everywhere.
What?
And now we get to 2018, and we get to what everybody does with their shoes now, either makes them triple whites or triple blacks.
Yeah.
Which, look, either you want to get your shoes dirty or you want to keep them clean. That's kind of essentially what he did.
Yeah.
But it is their most selling Yeezy product to date, which is the triple whites. And look, I'm not gonna wear like the rain coating things to keep them clean.
No, that's just
like if I'm gonna wear them, I'm gonna wear them. They're gonna get dirty. They're gonna get yellowed. I'm just not gonna be one of those that wears a condom on my shoe.
You probably shouldn't buy the triple whites then.
No.
But yeah, you're right. The triple whites were the go-to shoe. He didn't have a simple, like clean all colored shoe.
It was 3 variations of
Right.
white.
And there was always just, if he had like a standard colorway of a shoe, there was always a hint of color added to it.
Yeah.
Like the infrareds when he came out with the V2s, there was just always something colorful in it.
Yes.
Fun fact also, before I continue on these, the V2, I guess the coppers and all that, if you look at like the little dots, they had little dots of color in them. So like the red dots.
Like, are we talking like you got to look at this with a microscope, or is it within eyesight?
So it's within eyesight. If you like, you can't see it if somebody's walking past you.
Yeah.
But if you actually like sit there and look at like the knitting and the stitching
attention,
underneath,
okay.
it has like little dots of red and black, and it looked pretty dope for that shoe. But that's
Yes.
just one thing I remembered. But coming back to the triple whites, that was the biggest release for Yeezy
Yes.
ever. I guess that was the step that kind of allowed Kanye to leap into, you get a Yeezy.
You get a Yeezy.
Everybody gets Yeezys, you know?
Like, your baby toddler gets a Yeezy. Your cousin on 53rd Street gets a Yeezy. Your grandma in the retirement home gets a Yeezy.
Yeah. Anybody. And I think personally, there are sometimes I kick myself for not getting the all white ones, personally, because they did a few re-releases of that, more than once, actually.
Was that their first re-release?
No.
Or was it the black one?
I would say the black one.
Okay.
Was first. Actually, that and the zebras. Because
Okay.
the zebras did a few re-releases as well.
Okay.
But the cloud whites, I think they were the most re-released.
Okay.
Because I kept seeing re-releases of those so many times.
Release after release after release.
And at one point, there were some even selling either at retail or $10 below retail. So many people had
Yeezy
them.
market, it genuinely fluctuates like the stock
Yeah.
market. It's not one of those shoes where it stays above or stays below. It's genuinely one of those you just have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's either up or it's down, and you just kind of have to pay attention, day by day.
So with that being the most sought after Yeezy at that point in time, a lot of people were able to have access to Yeezy. A lot of people that didn't know who Yeezy was before knew who Yeezy was now.
Yep.
And then even his brand started to pick up as well when it came to the clothes side. He even jumped into women's fashion on that end of the spectrum. So it all just kind of had
Which
a
is
good
good.
mix.
We got to represent them.
Yeah, trust me, it was the perfect mix for his brand at that point in time.
Yep.
And it just continued to skyrocket from there.
Now, before we get into really current, up-to-date, where Yeezy is at right now, I do just want to give a couple of mentions in the sports world. So back in, was it 2017 that he introduced the Yeezy cleat?
Yeah.
Okay, so back in 2017, introduced the Yeezy cleat. But not only did they introduce it, they also got fined, or the player, it was somebody Hopkins. What was his name?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mr. Hopkins was
shout out to
fined
you.
$6,000 for wearing Yeezy. It was against the NFL code in the time. Now, I don't know if they've changed their policies for dress code or whatever, but that is one of the big headlines for him. An honorable mention. Good job, Yeezy. You made it. Making players pay money. Extra money.
Made it to the trenches of the NFL.
Yes. And then back in late 2019, early 2020, they released the Adidas Yeezy Quantum, which is the first Yeezy basketball shoe in basketball culture. And those also got fined and sued.
You can't win, Colin. You can't win.
You
can't win.
But I believe they've also changed it because recently we saw Andre Iguodala play in a pair of Yeezy Quantums, and I don't know if he got fined or not, but we're just gonna accept it.
He probably got past them.
Let
me just run one game. Let me just run one game.
Just,
I play less than 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah,
so let me just hop in there.
Let me just give a quick assist to Tyler Hero, and that's it. I'll mark it off.
There are a lot of ways that Yeezy has affected the market.
Yes.
And I would say probably in that spectrum, he probably has released as many colorways of the same design than most sneakers I've seen. And I'm surprised that Adidas ran with that same structure for the V2.5.
How many different colors of white are there? Like, truly.
I mean...
Like, does he just go to Home Depot and pick up the white thing and just say, yes, I want this shoe to look like this white.
But he does different variations of white, like the statics.
Oh, yeah.
The Yashos.
Yes.
There's so many different, and it's just really small touches, like changing the sole to a yellower sole, or making it, and the boost stays the same.
Yes.
Honestly, like
pretty much the same feeling in most of them. It just depends on the TPU cage. It depends on the rubber that was used.
Yeah.
That creates a different feeling on underfoot.
Yeah, and I think over time he's gonna eventually, if anything, it would be nice to see Adidas, introduce a V3 this year.
Yep.
And kind of have them step away.
Hopefully, we're praying.
Yeah.
When did the V2 come out?
Sheesh, like 2016.
It's 2021. It is 2021. Come out with the V3 already, just please.
Yeah.
Like, I love the current 380 line.
Yeah.
It looks out there. My favorite one's the Alien. That's my favorite colorway.
Everybody's favorite. The Onyx is actually my favorite, only because I love me some triple black shoes.
And then I think the desert one as well it's the like orange beige looking one
with the blue
Yeah.
accent on it. See that I don't know, you lost me.
You lost me there.
That legitimately looks like Von.
This is why we get along. We have different tastes.
But I do agree with you. The Aliens and the
Aliens
Onyx are the perfect.
I do agree with the Onyx.
They're
That's a
like
good one.
the perfect medium.
Yep.
And I think overall, I was actually very excited to see him step in that direction of a mid shoe. It didn't really feel like a high top, but it did feel like a low top.
Yep.
And it kind of, don't forget the Mist. The
Don't
Yeezy
forget,
Mist.
yes,
That
the Yeezy
is a
Mist.
fire colorway. And to be fair, it's still really slept on to this very day. You can find a pair of Yeezy Mists right now on GOAT for like $200. You can find, I kid you not,
Excuse me?
a pair of Onyx right now they run for like $230.
Oh, that's
So that's the thing, right? A lot
easy
of
in every
people-
household. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. But at the same time, it's like you want different. The consumer is always the issue sometimes because you want more of a new design, a brand new spectrum of Yeezy. But then when he does introduce the spectrum of Yeezy, if it's not something that's profitable for them, they feel like it's not worth the buy.
Yeah.
And
Or worth keeping or worth
Yeah.
investing into. Yeah.
and me as a person, and I'm sure you can say the same as well. Yeezy coming out with new designs and Kanye, expanding his reach as far as sneaker design and how he structures his wear. I think he's doing a pretty good job.
No, I do.
Personally.
And again, this is why Sneaker Vault was invented, is to talk about the icons that are changing the game. He is one of the icons that I believe since Jordan was the only other person to start a shoe brand or an apparel company in general in recent memory and be profitable of it.
Yeah.
The next one after him is Curry.
Yeah.
That's a 6-year, 5-year gap.
Yeah.
Between, and we'll get into the Curry brand later, but yeah, this is why we talk about the icons in which that changed the whole industry.
Yeah.
And he created along with other companies like Staple, created a hypebeast culture, and that's what we live in today.
Yeah. And honestly, I see no slowing down
No.
as far as his brand goes.
Nope.
And he still has much more to go. He's he's really into his earth tones right now. You can tell. He has the Yeezy Stones coming out soon. He has a bunch of different colorways that I feel like will be mixed among this group of sneakerheads. But like every Yeezy, no matter what the criticism is, no matter what the design process is, they will always sell out.
Yes.
Always. And there's no buts about it. The only one I probably thought I saw on the shelf were the Mists at one point. But that was just
That's
about
one
it.
out of how many colorways?
Exactly.
That is one out of how many design silhouettes?
Right. And in some spectrum or some way, although not many people are grabbing and going for Yeezys, it doesn't fail to sell out every single time.
Yes.
Even with the plethora of pairs they put out over time. So I think they're getting themselves on the right direction. There's just on the hypebeast culture, it's slowing down just a little bit.
Just a tad. And that kind of wraps things up for everything current on Adidas Yeezy. There is going to be a part 3 for this video, and it's kind of going to be projected of where we think Kanye West and Adidas are going to take Yeezy from this current point in time. And if you like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys want more Sneaker Vault videos where we talk about all the history of anything and everything in sneaker culture. And with that being said,
Few moments later.
I was almost there.
Yeah, you were almost there. You did, Rico.
I f***ed it up. I f***ed it up. Okay.
All right, let's run it back.
I'm gonna let you sign off.
Run that back, Turbo.
Do I gotta do the whole thing over again?
All right. If you like this,
This is why we have deleted scenes.
well, here we are. No, but if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of Sneaker Vault. And we'll be back more with the part 3 to end this whole thing off, this Yeezy saga.
Finally.
Finally, yeah.
It took so long.
So yeah, catch us back here when we release another video soon, and stay tuned.
Peace, guys.
Later.